What I most enjoyed about model diplomacy was giving my students the ability to work with something that was real. We saw it in the newspapers, we were reading about it simultaneously while we were actually working on the simulation.
We have a crisis on our hands that we need to deal with.
Global literacy is a basic understanding of how the world works, how it can be affected, and in turn, how it affects us all.
The United States' most wanted terrorist leader is Ayman al-Zawahiri. A trusted source from within Pakistan told his CIA liaison that Zawahiri will be meeting several high-level al-Qaeda operatives at his compound at 2 a.m. tomorrow.
Even though it was a simulation, it doesn't feel like that because everyone is so engaged.
The question is whether this situation warrants executing a drone strike, despite the potential harm to U.S. interests in Pakistan, whether another policy option stands a better chance of eliminating Zawahiri with fewer repercussions, or whether refraining from action altogether is the best strategy.
Model diplomacy really puts you in this situation. So first of all, I just want to do a quick legal breakdown of the case at hand. Number one, target. Al-Qaeda is the prime target covered under the Authorization of Military Force Act passed after 9/11.
Model diplomacy really teaches me how to, one, how to compromise, how to adapt to the situation, two, how to sell the bigger long-term picture, and three, how to think not only on a tactical level, but on a strategic level.
What programs like model diplomacy encourage is that people are not only unafraid to speak their mind, but are pushed.
Drone strikes are probably the biggest detriment to our counterterrorism actions. Every single time we have a drone strike in a nation, and it results in civilian casualties and the deaths of innocent children and women, it results in a breeding ground for terrorism.
Their opinions are changed throughout the course of a discussion. They're forced to think about why they believe what they believe. And I think that's an incredibly important skill for not just American students, but the world as a whole.
Students that enjoy history, that enjoy English, would love it. I also think students that like theater or like being leaders of sports teams or other clubs would also really like it. I think students that like to argue, regardless of what it's about, students that are perhaps involved in their community and think that working with others is really important.
They're going to get better at writing. They're going to get better at speaking. They're going to get more critical in their thinking. They're going to learn a lot about negotiations.
Being a novice myself and knowing very little about international relations and foreign affairs, I found it welcoming. I was Secretary of Homeland Security. I knew very little about the position beforehand, so I really enjoyed the role play of it and seeing everyone else in their roles.
Model diplomacy is a resource, it's a tool, it's a simulation to help teachers and through teachers, students to get prepared for this world they're about to enter. This extraordinarily complex, difficult, turbulent, dynamic world that will be the 21st century.
Being a globally aware citizen is incredibly important, regardless of what you plan on studying, regardless of whether you're a confident public speaker or if you prefer to be quiet. I think that this kind of program encourages all sorts of learners to blossom and be ready for the world stage.
Model diplomacy saved me, I would say, about 50 hours of background work. I don't have the expertise to build a simulation the way the Council on Foreign Relations and Model Diplomacy can build it.
I'm going to ask that we move this discussion solely into the realm of kill versus capture for a raid. Should that decision be undertaken, we are all in agreement about what that actually means.
I knew that once they left my classroom, they would continue thinking about foreign events and foreign affairs and the people who shape it.
That's the beauty of a program like this, that everyone is not only engaged during the program, but after you leave, you continue to hold what you learned with you.
Thank you everyone very much. I've really appreciated the deliberation and debate we've had here. I'm now going to take some time to make a decision, and we'll certainly do so as quickly as possible given the timely nature of this crisis.